My name is Kimberly Ingram, and I have a company called Open Heart Musicals, and we publish Christian children's musicals for the kids. And one of our titles that's been very popular is it's called What's Up, Zach? I think this is year 12 for What's Up, Zach, and he still seems to be climbing trees in various places. This year, he is climbing a tree in Arlington. I just helped with a camp that they're doing live and in person yesterday. And I've got to tell you, what a joy. They have 41 kids there. Hopefully we were not a super spreader event, but they have 41 kids, and it was absolutely amazing. You could tell that the kids have lost some steps as far as their singing. Their ranges seem to be a lot lower is one of the things that I noticed. And we've kind of lost a few steps on crowd control and things like that. But wow, the kids were so overjoyed to be there. They're so excited to be seeing one another and working on something. So there is that unexpected blessing of coming back together that I think that we can all look forward to. So this particular session is called Sing Me a Song of Scripture. And what we're going to talk about is different ways that we can use some very simple either scripture themes or actual scripture verses within our songs. And one of the first things that we're going to do is this cute little warm-up called He is the King of Kings. We're going to do this a cappella. And so this is how this sounds. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. It goes. There we go. He is the King of Kings. He is the Lord of Lords. His name is Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, he is the King. Now, I am hoping that you will now sing along with me, and I'm hoping that you have caught the song very fast. Now, you're noticing that this is a great song to use as a warm-up because it's an easy one for kids to catch. We have all kinds of kids who come in a little bit late from sports and things like that. So I want them to be able to walk in the room and feel like, oh, I can just take my place and I can understand immediately what's going on with this warm-up. So at the very least, if you would, please do clap along with me. I know that we can't sing together on Zoom, but you can mute, you can sing along with me, but at the very least, please do clap. Very easy pattern to catch. He is the King of Kings. He is the Lord of Lords. His name is Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, he is the King. So we've covered a lot of things. You notice we've got that nice range. I'm getting them up in their head voice. I can modulate that up on the piano if I would like to do that. But here's the really cool thing about this song. And this is what I'd like you to notice. Just from those 2 times having sung that with me, this time I want you to not sing, and I would like you to just clap and see if you can do the clap pattern. Ready? He is the King. Now let me ask you, what were you hearing in your mind that enabled you to do that clap pattern? By the way, the 2 people who I can see who are on the video did it just perfect on the 3rd time through. So can you answer me in chat? What were you hearing in your mind that allowed you to do it? Let's try it one more time. This time, really notice what you are hearing. I'm going to get us started. Really notice what's going on. He is the King. What are you hearing? Do you hear the song? Yes, you're hearing the song, right? You're hearing the song. Do you hear the words? So that is called audiation. That's the fancy term for it. I like to call it inner hearing. So what we've done is we've taken, and of course, you would have repeated this many more times with the kids before you ask them to audiate it. But it's a really neat experience for the kids to discover, oh my gosh, I can do that clapping pattern and I don't even need that song to play. I already have that song. That song's here. So when we talk about writing a song in our minds or in our hearts, this is a great thing to do. And the easy way to do it is to just take a very simple song that has that simple clapping pattern, and then it becomes demonstrated and obvious to them that they are hearing that in their inner hearing. So music isn't something that we just make with our voices. It's also something that becomes part of us. We hear it in our minds. We experience it internally as well. So we want to point that out to the kids. So that's a cute little classic one. It's called King of Kings. And now I want to show you um, my friend, let's see if I can see everybody on. Okay, Heather, I can at least see you. When you talk about an age range of kids who you're going to have, do you think it's going to be mostly these youngers, or is it going to be middle or up? What do you think? Or a combo of all of that? Hi.
I think it will be
Thank you, Tony.
younger. However, I'm hoping for a combo.
Hoping for a combo. Okay, so you're looking for one of those. So let me show you this cute little, and I'm gonna take this pretty big. We're gonna call this a sheep. I think it's really supposed to be a pig. This is something my son brought me back from China, and we call it Pep, my pearl encrusted pig. And that was when he was a young man. Kind of went back, brought me that. Kind of funny. But we're going to call it a sheep right now. So I want to show you, and if I have any music educators in here, do you know the little preschool game, Doggy Doggy, Where's Your Bone? Give me a thumbs up if you've ever heard it. Yes, okay, we know it. So I'm going to show it to Heather. This is the way that this goes. This is one of those things that if you have younger ones, and I'm talking third grade on down, they love this game. And we're going to give it a sacred spin in just a second, but I'm going to show you the basics of it. Normally, what you would have is you would have something representing the bone. It could be as simple as a little tiny pencil, right? And so they sing, and everybody is sitting in a circle, and they have their hands behind their back, right? And I've secretly given someone the bone, and we all sing together. Doggy, doggy, where's your bone? Somebody stole it from our home. Who stole the bone? The kids close their eyes, and the child who has the bone goes, I stole the bone. So it gives them that little opportunity to echo that, and then the kids open their eyes and they guess, who do they think it was who has the bone? They get three guesses, and then hopefully they find it, and if they don't find it, that's okay too. The person who's doing the guessing, that's going to be the next person who gets to choose who has the bone. So this is a way that you can involve a lot of the kids in different things. Hello, hello. Thank you, Sherry, for starting your video. So that is Doggy Doggy, Where's Your Bone? That's what it is. All right. So the kid who did the guessing, no matter what, they get to do the next giving. And again, the kids hide their eyes when they're deciding who is going to be the person who holds the bone. Well, in this case, we're going to give this a little bit of a sacred spin because I only have my kids an hour a week. So I'm going to take all of those classic choir games. I'm going to give them some cute little sacred thing. So we're going to make this into Shepherd, Shepherd, Where's Your Sheep? That's what it's going to be. Shepherd, Shepherd, Where's Your Sheep? And this, by the way, this one is in, just so that you are, if you're ever wondering about it, this one is in Praise Takes Flight 2. So this is there, and there's even a video of us doing it. But somebody is holding the sheep, and here's the words to it. So they're all there. Nobody knows. So we all sing, "Shepherd, shepherd, where's your sheep? In the pasture fast asleep. He might sleep the whole day long till he hears the shepherd's song." And the shepherd's song is, "Sheep, will you follow?" And all the kids close their eyes, and the one who has the sheep says, "Yes, I will follow." And then it's the same game. They're just going through and they're guessing, who is it that has that sheep? Somebody has the sheep. And sometimes the kids are so funny and they're so sneaky about it. I had a really young one who was like, "Oh my gosh, Michael, it was you." And he goes, "Nope." He only showed one hand because he's holding it in the other hand. And I'm like, "Michael, show your other hand." And he goes, "Nope." That kid was only 6 years old, but it's lovely because you're starting to really get a nice little glimpse of their personality. So games like this are so valuable to have in your pocket. And the reason why is because it took one little tiny prop that I can just tuck into my pocket and I can have ready to go. And there is one time where it took way too long for a little young group for their time to go on to the musical that we were doing. And they were stuck in a hallway for 20 minutes. And so they did "Shepherd, shepherd, where's your sheep?" for 20 solid minutes. And I've got to tell you, as much as all the grown-ups in that room were sweating, those kids never got bored with that game. That game just stays entertaining. And they're singing. So again, here's the words for you. Just once again, I know this is going to be, it goes, "Shepherd, shepherd, where's your sheep? In the pasture fast asleep. He will sleep the whole day long till he hears the shepherd's song. Sheep, will you follow?" And they close their eyes. "Yes, I will follow." Open the eyes and guess who has the sheep. So, what Bible story are we emphasizing? The following of Jesus, Jesus as the Good Shepherd. So it's just a simple way, without us even reading that Bible story, we are reinforcing the scripture, we are reinforcing that culture, and we are giving them those basic ideas, even through the little games that we play. So that's a really cute one to tuck into your back pocket. Now, I had to program in when the rains come last session, and I know, looking for my list of participants. Do we still have Kristen here? I know one of you saw when the rains come. So let me show you instead this cute little song that's called Treasure, Treasure. So here we go. I need to show you what it sounds like. Let's see. So I'm going to right now just share my sound rather than you hearing everything about it. Let's see, here we go. Trying to find the beginning of it. Here we go. All right, share screen. And I only want to share my sound. I don't know about you, but I have to talk to my technology to make it work. Okay, I want to share just the computer audio. There we go. All right, let's see if you can hear this. I'm hoping.
Then we'll do the skipping game as well.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
Merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping all the live long day. While he was shopping, while he was shopping, while he was shopping, someone heard him say, I have to find it, I have to find it, I have to find it, find the priceless pearl.
Okay, so let me introduce this to you now. I forgot that we were singing a cappella there. So if I can find it on the fly, I'll pull up the actual recording. But this is a cute little song called Where Your Treasure Is. So this is how it goes. It goes, merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping, all the livelong day. Stop the share, Miss Kim. While he was shopping, while he was shopping, while he was shopping, someone heard him say, I have to find it, I have to find it, I have to find it, find the priceless pearl. No other like it, no other like it, no other like it in this whole wide world. Where your treasure is, where your treasure is, where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. Now, what we've done is we've introduced with the song, there's a whole Bible verse about the priceless pearl. There's a lot of learning that you can get from that particular verse. Ton of things that you can do with it. But it's a very, very easy little song. It's an easy one for them to catch because it's so repetitive. And it fits this sort of program of songs that are things like those either square dance or line dance type songs, the types of things that the people used to do, the little dances for the community things like Oh Susanna. So it has a really easy little form that repeats. So either A, B, or ABC in this case. But all the things are very, very similar. So I can take this and I can do this with my young kids. But this one might be a perfect one for you, Heather, to be considering because it is repetitive. And also because there are things that we can do about this song that make it a little more challenging for our older ones. So if we do find ourselves in that mixed choir type of situation, I know how to make this fun for my older ones, and I also know how to make it appropriate for my younger ones as well. So let me show you some of the ways that we work on this song. It's a really simple one. And one of the ways is that there is a game, and typically in a public school setting, and so I have two new friends here that who I can see now. So I have Sherry and I have Lily. Sherry and Lily, are you a teacher in a classroom setting as well? Okay, so you're not going to be familiar with the little song called Alabama Gal. There's this old-timey classic little children's thing, and I'm guessing that Tony may have heard that one before. Alabama Gal, does that sound familiar? Well, there's a classic game that you play. And for the younger ones, the game that we play is this. It almost looks like, do you remember Heads Up, 7 Up? You remember your teachers having you play that for hours because you had to put your head down, you know, and the teacher was actually getting a break that entire time. Love that game. So it's kind of like Heads Up, 7 Up. But what you're going to do is you're going to put the kids either in a circle or you're going to spread them out all over the room, right? And what's going to happen is they're going to put their thumbs up if they need a turn. And once they've had a turn, they're going to put that hand down so that we make sure that everybody gets a turn. That's really important. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the phrases of this song, which are very, very clear. At the end of every phrase, there's going to be one person who is the tagger, and the tagger is invited either to go inside and outside of the circle or along the outside of the circle or through the kids who you have, and they're skipping, right? And at the end of the phrase, so merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping all the livelong day, they tag someone whose thumb is up. And then that person gets up and they just change places. The person who did the tagging, they sit down on the floor, and the person who had their thumbs up, now that person is the tagger. They're very, very excited. So now they are tagging on the next phrase. While he was shopping, while he was shopping, while he was shopping, someone heard him say tag. And every little phrase, they get an opportunity to tag. Now, the reason that that's a magical little game to play with a song is because it is hard a lot of times to have our kids practice a song over and over. But if you sing it a cappella with them as they're doing this song, and they're in charge of keeping this song going, as you're about to see in this video, they'll do it a whole long time if they're playing this tag game. You can get 2, maybe 3 repeats of the whole form, and they don't even realize that they've been rehearsing because it feels to them like a game. So it is really wonderful. And I'm going to share the video with you now. And let's see, basic, optimize for video clip, and here it is. So this is my friend Betsy teaching it. Here we go. Can you see it? All right. And you can tell I've got a bunch of volunteers from our older and our kids' choirs. We'd had a very long day of videoing at this point, but they're still game. They're still with us.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sing this one a cappella because this is a way for the younger ones to practice. So just let them go ahead and sing the words, and then we'll do the skipping game as well. All right, thumbs up.
Merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping, merchant went shopping all the live long day. While he was shopping, while he was shopping, while he was shopping, someone heard him say, I have to find it, I have to find it, I have to find it, find the priceless pearl. No other like it, no other like it, no other like it in this whole wide world. Where your treasure is, where your treasure is, where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. Where your treasure is, where your treasure is, where your treasure is, there your heart will also be.
And then we would keep on going. Very good job. That's it.
So all of those little video demos, and I'm required, by the way, to say this, but all of those little video demos, they are part of this book. And I'm telling you, we worked ourselves silly creating all of those video demos. But it's neat because you kind of see it in action with real kids, and I wanted you to see that today. Even older and even exhausted as they were by the end of all that filming, they're still with us, and they're still singing it a cappella with us. And so you can see that's one of those little things that really becomes handy. So here's some things that you can do to follow up with that basic little song. Now, of course, this is referring to a bunch of different things, but one of the things that we love talking about is what kinds of things are treasure. So this, by the way, this is my little dry erase paddleboard. It is from the dollar store, so that's how much they cost, right? Buy them in bulk from the dollar store, and if you have 30 kids for 30 bucks, you can have these little things. You have some dry erase. They can put their little answers here. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about treasure, and this is a really legit thing to do education-wise. We're going to take 2 different categories. And my category A is going to be the types of things that rust can damage or weather can damage, things that can break, things basically that the world can destroy in some way. And B, these are the types of things that rust cannot touch them, that weather cannot hurt them, that really there's nothing in the world that seems to be able to destroy them. So what we're going to do is we're going to either ask the kids for examples of those, or I really wanted to bring a trophy, but I forgot my trophy. But I do have this plaque. See this little plaque? I got this plaque for serving, I think, yeah, I don't know, 10 years or more on the school board. I can't remember what the plaque is for. Yeah, 11 years on the school board. There we go. So there's my plaque. This is a treasure to me. It really represents something very special. I spend a lot of time on the school board in our community, and we got a lot of great things done. This little plaque, can rust hurt this plaque? Give me a thumbs up. Do you think the weather, do you think that this plaque could ever get broken? Could a fire hurt this plaque? Give me a thumbs up if you think, nope, that's definitely okay. So what I might have shown is a trophy, because a trophy is a great example of something that the kids are always getting, but actually it is the kind of treasure where it can be destroyed. It absolutely can be destroyed. What other kinds of things are treasures? Can anybody think of a type of treasure? What things are treasures in your life? How about your home? Is a home a treasure? Oh my gosh, my home is my treasure. I'm so grateful for my home. Can a home be hurt by weather? Jewelry said, yeah. So what do we think? Can jewelry be destroyed? Can it be lost? Can it be hurt by fire? So I've got a lot of things that can easily go down in this one category, right? Can anybody think of something that you treasure where moths cannot eat it? That's what the Bible verse says. Moths can't eat it. Bugs can't eat it. Rust can't destroy it. The weather can't destroy it. Fire can't destroy it. What are some things that are treasures? You can answer me in chat, and that would be awesome. Or you can just unmute and let me know, and I will add it to my little paddleboard. Songs in my mind. I don't think, yes, I think that that's true. I don't think that rust can destroy songs that you hear in your mind. I like that one. Hope. That's a good one. I like that very much. Joy. Oh, I like that. Salvation. Right? And once the kids get on a roll, it's really lovely that they start filling up your big whiteboard with the types of things that rust or bugs or weather or fire or the world cannot destroy, the things that really last. Now, again, I haven't preached on it. I didn't preach on this topic. I let the kids come up with it, because the kids, it's so much more valuable if it comes from them. They remember it better, they're prouder of it, they have ownership of it, and it's really cool. And then your older ones can maybe go, if you have that split choir, maybe they can go with one group and discuss what are the types of things, how are these things different? What's different about them? And they can start coming up with, how are these things similar? And these are things that are treasures that maybe are inside, that are abstract nouns is another way that they're similar. So great discussion. A lot of spiritual foundations that you're getting from this one little song. So there's another little thing that you can do with a song, and this starts getting to the idea of the older kids. But anything that's like this song, gosh, this can become a square dance, right? So if you're going to present the song, if this Where Your Treasure is one that you are going to present to your church family, then it's important to get a lot of practice for it, but I want to try to make that fun. So, oh my gosh, can this song be a square dance? Not a square dance, a line dance? Yes, it is so easy because every phrase automatically lends itself to that. So you put your group in two different lines. Even little ones can do it. Let's see if I can move this up so that you can see me. Can you see me full body? I obviously needed to Okay, I'm going to do an Oompa Loompa thing. So the way that it goes is you would just assign a particular movement. So I'm facing my partner here, right? And we have two different lines of kids, and we're just going to go forward to each other and back. So it goes merchant when shopping, merchant when shopping, merchant when shopping, all the live long day. And the next one is they hook arms. While he was shopping, while he was shopping, while he was shopping, someone heard him say, right? Every phrase becomes a new little movement. You can do that Russian thing where they cross around each other this way. I have to find it, right? And then if you wanted to, you can assign a cute little clap pattern to it. So where your treasure is, where your treasure is, where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. I mean, that's a really easy thing that they could do. So they could put a little hand clap thing. So the whole thing can become this very sophisticated thing. If you're really brave, you can do that peel the banana thing where the kids, do the line and they make the gate and they cross under. And it's a whole square dance experience. The recording is actually on a CD in this book. Another thing that's kind of cool about the book is that every recording that you hear has a performance track already embedded in it. So you're not going to have to pay extra for a performance track. It's already there for you. So they can practice singing with that, or you can use that to perform with the congregation if you don't want to use live music. So how are we doing on time? So any questions so far? And thank you guys so much for participating on chat. That's been such a joy to see live faces. All right. So let me introduce you to another couple of funny little things. I got one. I got a really good one. So if you're with me later, I do apologize. I will be showing this one again, but it is one of my favorites. Right. This is a name game. It's really important for us, and this is for especially my friend who's starting new with choirs. Name games are just really critical. Part of the culture that you want to create for the choir is that you are absolutely delighted, over the moon, to see those kids walk through your door. They need that from you. And one of the ways that you can kind of communicate that culture, that love and acceptance that we want them to feel when they walk through the doors of church, is by saying their name several times during the course of the day. And the most automatic way to get that done is to do that name game. So I'm going to teach you one. Again, it's from Praise Takes Flight. My friend Betsy made it up, and it's such a good one. And I will show you a video of her teaching it. But I need you to go ahead and participate with me. It's going to start with this, therefore. So we're going to pat on our knee. Can you pat on our knees for me? Therefore. And then we're going to do a patch clap. And it goes like this. Welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you. Can you echo that? Welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you. So then we're going to add to it. We're going to start with that fermata. Therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Got it? So I'll do it, and then you see if you can, and then I'll echo myself and you echo along with me if you can. Therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Romans 15, verse 7. So I got tricky there, didn't I? I gave you so I'm going to show you the whole thing. You ready? Therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Romans 15, verse 7. So there's only one thing that breaks the pattern. There's only one snap, and we say it on verse, right? So it's just a tiny bit challenging, but not so much that your group can't catch it. And then once we have done that little patch clap, we're all in a circle and we're all together. We've done that little patch clap. What we're going to do is we're going to take 4 kids at a time, and we're going to, let me see if I can get everybody's names. Welcome, Michael, Heather, Tony. Welcome, Joan, Sherry, Lily. So we've done that with little 3. So the welcome becomes beat 1, and then we have 3 kids. So it can travel around the circle really quick. And then once we have done 3 and then 3, which gets us to the end of a nice phrase, then we go right back. Therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. And it keeps on going until everybody's name gets said, right? Very simple thing, but we are combining a bunch of stuff here. They've memorized a Bible verse. If you make that your welcome game a few times in a row, they have that one. They know it. And there's almost no way for them not to know it. That's the really cool thing about it, is like they're just going to carry that with them forever, and they'll be saying it in their head. I'm going to show you again. It's a video from Praise Takes Flight. We wanted to show it in action for you so that you could see what it looked like. And let me pull this up. And again, this is my friend Betsy teaching it. You'll see these same little kids who are such troopers all day. I love them to death. Let's see. And share. I'm hoping you can see that okay. And you'll see what the whole game looks like.
Welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you. Ready? Welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. For the glory of God. And then we give the reference for the scripture, which is Romans 15, verse 7. Ready? Romans 15, verse 7. And when we put the rhythm with it, it'll make more sense. It'll sound more like a Bible beat. So let me see you do a pat, clap, pat, clap. Now let me show you one thing. We're going to start with therefore, and we're going to put like a fermata. So therefore, as you speak it, you're going to do like a drum roll on your knees. And then we're going to go through the rest of the scripture. Now, there's one little trick, wouldn't you know? There's one place where instead of pat, clap, you're going to go clap, snap, pat, clap. And the snap is the only one in the whole Bible beat, and it comes on the word verse. I'll show you how that goes. Let's see if we can do it. Ready? We're going to do therefore, welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Romans 15, verse 7. Welcome.
Emma, Lily, Harrison,
Welcome.
Ryan,
Dylan,
Logan,
Welcome.
Madeline, Madison.
Miss Betsy. Works out great.
Oh, this is cute. This is a kiddo. They did this at a camp.
Welcome one another as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. Romans 15, verse 7.
I forgot that that was a tag on there, but I loved that because that kid had learned that welcome game on the first day of camp, And he's like, I know a Bible verse. And he could hardly wait to show his mom. And so his mom recorded him at the pickup of that day. And then the mom was kind enough to find us online and share that with us. And I was like, oh, it just made my day. It's just so wonderful. But that's really what you're wanting to achieve, is just kind of create that culture where they're just feeling, oh my gosh, this is something important for me to know. I feel really successful about this. So another great little game. And again, I'm probably going to have to bring that right back around for you. I am trying to show you, let's see if there's anything else I can share with you that will be helpful. Okay, in Heather's honor, Heather, Miss Heather, and I'm sorry, a couple of you saw this before, but I tell you, it was my magic trick yesterday. Like yesterday, I was teaching all day at Arlington, and I was kind of it almost rattled because I thought, oh, I've got Alleluia Baylor tomorrow. I don't know that I can do both things. And the kids were just really rambunctious when they came back for lunch. That was one of the things. And it was the neatest thing because it's been so long since I've been able to teach. But I did this thing and it was like a magic trick had happened. It's like one of those Harry Potter films because this hush came over the place and suddenly the kids are all engaged. So I'm telling you, as simple as this sounds, this is the key to the kingdom. I learned part of it from Mark Burrows, I think. It's a really classic game, but I think I heard it from him first. And I'm so wonderful in this, and that once I used it for the first time, I then gave myself the credit for making it up. And then I saw Mark teach it. I was like, oh, I did not make that up. I think he taught that to me. Oops. But it's a great example because we share this kind of thing and it starts traveling and it becomes ours. And that's really what the intention of all of these things like Alleluia Baylor are. So here's the first part of the magic. When the kids were way off task and somebody needs to, like, the typical thing is somebody goes, and they're supposed to repeat that, and it's still, the energy is terrible, right? So instead of doing that, this is what you do. And you guys start doing this with me. You'll understand. If you can hear me, put your hand on your head. If you can hear me, touch your nose. If you can hear me, put your finger on your ear. If you can hear me, put your hands on your shoulders. If you can hear me, clap your fingers, just your fingers 3 times. If you can hear me, wave with both hands. It's magic. I'm telling you, it's the most magical thing that you will ever do. And I love that my friend Michael was doing exactly what kids do, because when he could not hear me, he leaned forward on Zoom. He's like, oh, I can't hear her. That is exactly what the kids are doing. There's a game going on. Everybody else is playing it, and I can't hear. So they all lean in and they're really attending, trying to figure out what the heck is this lady saying. And it gets quiet. And that's the magic of it. Rather than getting loud to get the kids' attention, you are getting softer to get the kids' attention. So the whole temperature of the room goes down. And then they are focused and calm, and they are ready for the next thing. I promise you, if you remember nothing else that I say all day, write this one down. It's if you can hear me. And it looks a little bit like Simon Says. It feels like a game. And you notice my, what is it? Terry Taylor calls it countenance. Even as I'm presenting it to you, this is almost who I am as a teacher. I almost go into this mode where I am just so smiley Everything is such a joy. I'm just always, yay, we're laughing and everything because um, it's really important that it feels like a game. It doesn't feel harsh. It doesn't feel punitive. It feels like, oh, I want to participate in this. So that's part of the magic. Here's the other part of the magic. I'm going to do this and then I'm going to ask you if you have any questions. So this one is called Mirror Me. And this is another one. It's called a non-verbal attention getter or classroom management technique. So I'm not depending on my words. I'm instead asking them to attend. So this is what it looks like. I say, mirror me. And I let that spread as a contagion, by the way. The first kids here who are right in front of me, they're the ones who are going to catch it first. But pretty quick, all the way through, they're going to catch on. These kids are doing something, I better do that thing. And so what it looks like is I'm going to start with a two-hand thing. Will you be my mirrors? You don't have to mirror my words, just my motion. It becomes more challenging when you separate the hands or you involve the torso or the head or the feet. And this is where it becomes a game. Did you catch it? There's a lightning gesture in there. There is some little lightning gesture, and the kids always go, ah! Because they've kind of gotten into that little meditative kind of space, almost looks like Tai Chi or something. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I caught you. Some of you did not get that. You better be watching. And so while you have them engaged in this way, you can do some cross brain type things. This is having them cross midline. So it's engaging their heads in a different way, engaging their brains. If they have to touch their opposite shoulder for a second, like this, it's just called crossing that midline, so we can make it more challenging. It's another little magic thing where you can use it to teach choreography. And I told the story last session, and I'm sorry, but I can add to the story a little bit because it is kind of funny. I was asked to go to South Carolina and teach at this children's camp, and I think that they had 140 kids at it. It was a very big camp. And it turns out that the person who normally did my spot, and this was told to me way after I was already committed, plane ticket bought, she said, well, I'm just so happy that you're doing this because the girl who usually teaches all of my choreography, you know, she was on the Rockettes. And I'm like, the Rockettes? What? Not a Rockette. I am so not a Rockette. I'm like a big dork. I'm just like, oh no, what am I going to think? So, but she did have a video of all of the choreography that she wanted to learn. I think they were doing a Jeff Slaughter VBS type thing. And one of the songs was called Children of the World. So we used this technique. They were already used to mirroring me. We were already playing that game. This is the way it went. It goes, and I'm just going to ask you to mirror me. Ready? One more time. We probably did that 3 or 4 times so that they were used to the pattern, especially this one. And then this one. Because the way that song goes is it's a worship song. And the way that it goes in the chorus, oh, I love this. Spam risk. No, I don't think so. Okay, so here we go. It goes, when the children of the world sing Alleluia. And it goes out. When the children of the world sing Alleluia. So when we got to the point we were trying to teach them the chorus, they had already been over that pattern during the Mirror Me game way at the end. So when we brought that back in, they were like, oh, Miss Kim, we already know it. You do, you're geniuses. And they already felt comfortable about it, so we could really attend to the singing. But that nonverbal thing, I'm going to tell you, it's golden as a teacher because it gives you sort of that mental break. It again lowers the temperature of the room. Everybody's focused on you, and you have kind of that silence that you need to be able to gather your thoughts. So it's a really neat little thing too. So those are the two things. Is if you can hear me is one of them. Mirror Me is another one. Both of them are described in the first Praise Takes Flight book. I'm going to go ahead and put that up because for me to show these songs to you, Choristers Guild did ask to make sure that I mentioned it. So that's the book. And I'm also going to give you this. Not as fancy as I might have liked, but look at that. There is my name. My little company is called Open Heart Musicals. My phone number, my cell phone number is right there. So if there's some little game or some little thing that I taught that you're like, oh, I need a handout on that, or I need you to explain that again to me, I've got all day. I'm happy to do it. I'll call you tomorrow, whatever you like. And that is my email, and you can go ahead and email me, no problem. I would love to hear from you. And so I'm going to keep that up and ask you, does anybody have any questions or anything that we need to go over before we leave? Any little thing that I did not cover that might be helpful to you?
Well, thank you so much for all of the great ideas.
Yay. Love it. I love sharing. I think that the choirs are so important. I really do. I've really missed it. Are you guys all starting choirs again? I'd heard how Heather has this passion for starting one from scratch, which good for you, Heather. I'm so proud. Really write me. I will share the world with you. Like if you need something, it's like here it all is. Whatever you like, whatever's worked from us, I'm just happy to share. How about the rest of you guys? Starting choirs again in fall? Yes, no? I love the home and the beautiful wreath behind. That's so pretty, Sherry. That's a beautiful Zoom setup. I've got my entire kind of crazy train behind me because I'm having to teach little things. So I've got all of these fun little activities coming up in next sessions, like how we might use these little crickets. That fun? Do you guys have these? They're called Weeros, but they're kids love them. And then I have the best DIY ever coming up in a session. Listen to this. This is an ocean drum. Can you hear the wave sounds? But notice, it's not an ocean drum. It's a baker's box. Isn't that cool? So I'll show you how we made it. And your kids can make one of these. And it's a really neat little thing. So, because those ocean drums, they're super expensive. And I know with ours, it eventually stopped working. But this can be all kinds of things. It can be a rattle that you can use in a lot of different ways. But an ocean drum, there's a whole little sound story I'm going to go over in one of the sessions. That's just a lot of fun to use. So yeah, I've got my entire little crazy train behind me, but it's going to be a fun day. says, oh, Sherry says, microphone will not come on, but that's okay. We so appreciate you being here. And thank you guys for starting your video. It is such a relief for me to be able to see faces. That first thing, I felt like I was having a little bit of a heart attack. I had to change clothes. So it's good. And my friend Joan, I was bragging to Michael that Joan needs a medal of some kind because somehow or another Joan was made the host of the last meeting. And I don't know how she did it, but somehow midway through that meeting, she figured out how to make me the host. And all of a sudden, ta-da, I could share video. And I was like, because I was really reaching deep. Things I can do a cappella that need no recording. Well, everybody, I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss and say, love to see you back for any of the sessions, but thank you guys so much for being here. It's been a joy. And I really do. I'm going to probably pop off right here and pray for every one of you that as you start to learn choirs again, that you're going to be blessed and that your children are going to be blessed. And I think they will. See everybody later.